Welcome back. Welcome back to season 2 of the S.H.E Gallery show. We missed you guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. This is a very, very special show as S.H.E Gallery introduces season 2. And we're here with a very special artist, Jade Aguilar. Jade, how do you pronounce your middle name?
Melina.
Melina. How beautiful. Jade Melina. Jade Melina Aguilar is here with us today. And we're very excited. Some of you had joined us last season, and we introduced some great resources, some local resources. We touched on self-esteem. We touched on the importance of education. We touched on a lot of different issues and offered a lot of different resources, and we hope that you took advantage of them and that you continue to support S.H.E Gallery. What we are going to do this new season is we are introducing artists, musicians, poets, and thinkers, because ultimately that is what S.H.E Gallery is about. And another thing that S.H.E Gallery is encouraging is, of course, that we always promote self-esteem. We want people to believe in themselves. We want you to understand that you got to start somewhere, right? So today we have a very, very, very great example of what that's like. We have somebody that's 12 years old. I remember being 12 years old. I remember painting as young as I can remember, as Jade has, as many of you at home have. And she's a great inspiration to us all. So I want to remind you that you are live. You are live with us on CAN TV, and you're welcome to call us at any point at 312-738-1060. That is the phone number. You're streaming us live, and you can always contact us at S.H.E Gallery Show, sharinghisenergygallery.net. You can contact me directly at that email and at that phone number. So we're very excited to be here today. Sorry about that. It's been a little while. So we are here again with Jade. I want to talk a little bit about S.H.E Gallery, what S.H.E Gallery is, and its background. I know that we touched on this at the last season, at the last show of the last season, the birth of S.H.E Gallery. It all started with a dream. It all started with a girl like Jade, who was me when I was 12. And I didn't really believe in myself. And nobody was able to support me through my arts, even though I practiced art all of my life. And I found it very difficult to stay true to myself and continue to do what I love to do amongst our peers that are sometimes not accepting, or sometimes we feel like we're not enough because we can't afford certain schools. I couldn't afford art school. And it got to a point where I was like, well, I have to do what I love no matter what. No obstacles. So just believe in yourself and do what you love no matter what. So S.H.E Gallery came about through me having consecutive dreams of being at a university that I thought was a school or a church of some kind. I'm very spiritual. And I had these dreams every single night. It looked like a building. It looked like a church. It looked like I was very happy. I was going through surgeries, I was in crutches, and I was walking up this building in my crutches, and I was very happy, and I said, what is this dream? I keep having it every night. I'm going through these surgeries, I'm in so much pain, I'm on drugs, maybe that's why I feel this way. It's all these, the Norco, the sleeping, the medication. I don't know why I'm feeling all of this. But I do a lot of dream interpretation, and I believe that no one is ever by themselves. I believe that we are a part of something else. We are divine. And through that, I learned that this building was actually the University of Chicago. Can you imagine you're having these dreams and then you learn that it's the University of Chicago? I'm like, that's fancy. Definitely cannot afford the University of Chicago. But I did my research, and I followed my faith, I followed my gut, and it turned out to be a great art program through the University of Chicago at the Hyde Park Art Center. So it was there where I was like, I guess this is what this means. And I was able to put myself through those classes, the Business for Arts classes. And Rebecca George from the Art House, thank you so much. She was my teacher at the Business for Art class. That was one of the 4 of the classes that I had to take to complete this Business for Arts course. And she taught me that just do it. I don't have a venue. I don't have money. How am I going to do this? I only have a dream. Start where you're at. Start where you're at. So I started with a website. I started with a dream. So I want to introduce you And you can always visit us at the S.H.E Gallery website, and this is where it's at. It's an art-based nonprofit corporation focusing on creating equality by promoting self-esteem and providing opportunity through the arts and education. One show into the development of the S.H.E Gallery, this name came, and it's sharing his energy. Again, I'm very divine, and I felt like this was, it was God. Good. I believe good to be a she. I believe God to be a he. I believe God to have a mother, but it doesn't matter what I believe. What I believe is goodness, and I believe that this is where it came. And goodness is universal, or it should be, like a smile. So anyway, I followed my dreams. I created this website, and then I went on and I moved on to have my first show. Paveway was the first show. Paveway was giving back to graffiti culture, to graffiti history, to true graffiti history. Many people are very aware of how street art has become so mainstream, and it's a beautiful art. I love street art. It's one of my favorite arts. But I also know a lot of graffiti artists that really put in a lot of time. That was kind of cool, sorry. That put in a lot of time and dedication through their earlier years, dedicating themselves to graffiti, to the graffiti art practice. And later it became very commercialized, and then street art became very popular, and it's very cool. But I wanted to give back to these innovators, to the originators, and that's where Paveway came around. I said there's a lot of great galleries out in the city of Chicago that are doing great things, bringing in other artists from different parts of the world that never painted a train, never knew what real true graffiti was like. So I wanted to give back and say thanks to some of our innovators, and that's where the first idea for these shows came about. After that, I had somebody that wanted to work with me, Mosaico Arte, and we hosted our second exhibition, which was Espíritu Monarca, giving history to culture. And this was at Pilsen Outpost. So we host exhibitions throughout the city of Chicago, working with different artists, working with other organizations and other galleries. After that, I've been a member of Hyde Park Art Center for a long time now. I'm still there, and they gave me a great opportunity to host Celebrity Memoirs. Celebrity Memoirs was a very special show to me. It consisted of only so many female artists sharing their story. And it was a very delicate subject. You're more than welcome to visit our website and learn a little bit more about Celebrity Memoirs and the hardships of being a woman and how beautiful it is, really. And then we also had Solar System that just took place in December. This was a huge show, international artists. This artist list was amazing. Please visit the website, check out the images, and learn a little bit more about Solar System and why this was such an important show. We have a whole video listed on here. And then Can TV. Gotta love Can TV. Can TV has given us so much opportunity. We were able to host our first season here last year, or in January, the beginning of the year, and now we're back here again, and we give things. And I want to continue to give things, and I want to let S.H.E Gallery continue to grow. Right now, like I mentioned, we work with different artists in different areas of the city, and eventually we want S.H.E Gallery to have its own home. S.H.E Gallery is an arts and education-based nonprofit, so we would like to be able to give back arts through education and science and astronomy, astrology, and have like these workshops where we understand the importance of believing in yourself, because it's important, right, Jade?
Yeah.
All right, so here we have a great example of what it's like to believe in yourself, starting from the roots, and I hope that you can really take this in. So Jade, I want to thank you so much for being with us today. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling a little bit nervous,
Yeah.
but excited at the same time. Thank you for having me, though.
I'm a little nervous too. But having you sit next to me makes me a little less nervous, so thank you for being here too. You're really awesome. So again, I had already reflected on what happened last season. And Jade, can you please tell us how young you are?
I'm 12 years old.
You're 12 years old. I love that age. It's that age where you're kind of like determining, this is who I'm going to be, this is what I'm going to be. I'm going to be this kind of cool kid, or I'm going to be the kid that's true to himself. Later on, you realize you're even a cooler kid. That's pretty cool. So, how long have you been an artist, Jade?
I've been an artist for 8 years.
So you're 12 years old, you've been an artist for 8 years, so you've been an artist since you were 4?
Yeah.
So really you were an artist all your life and you realized that you were an artist since you were 4?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I believe that all of us are artists, that's true. And I hope that you continue to do this, and I'm pretty sure that you will. So what makes an artist an artist? What makes you an artist?
What makes me an artist? That's kind of the question that I've gotten over the past years. I feel like it's when you're very determined to do something, and if you're very determined to do it, then you have your mind set to it, and that's the straightforward thing you're gonna do.
And that's it. So being honest with yourself, being true to yourself, staying creative.
Yeah.
That makes you an artist. Interesting. So all of us have potential to be an artist, then, don't we? Pretty much, huh? Do you remember your first drawing or painting?
Yes.
What was it?
It was the Cat in the Hat, Hello Kitty, and Domo.
And Domo. And this was a project for school, right?
No, I just decided to draw.
And it was displayed at your school.
Yeah.
Oh, how awesome! So you drew this on your own, and then they were displayed at your school.
Yeah. My art teacher at the time, she just told me that she would take them. So then I was like, okay. And so the next day it was the parent teacher conference, and I saw my 3 artworks displayed there.
Wow! Congratulations! How did that make you feel?
It boosted up my confidence of trying to draw more.
Awesome. That's really, really cool. And why do you feel like it's important to express yourself?
I feel like it's important to express myself because in my art I show a lot of emotions and things about society or stuff that's happened in my life.
Okay. I want to show you guys a little bit of her work that you're going to be able to see on our website. But here we have some of Jade's work. Bear with us here. Yeah, I think that's a little too close. How about we go to just right? Okay, is this one of your newest paintings?
Yeah.
And this is the Sacred Heart.
And
it's in a cage.
Yeah. I kind of decided to draw it because I was listening to this songs, and their new album was called Sacred Heart, so I wanted to draw something that would describe it sort of, so I just drew this whimsical cage with the heart inside.
That's really interesting. So we're talking about an art form such as music influencing another art form such as visual art. It's really cool. And it's important, right?
Yeah.
So it just goes to show how much we inspire or aspire through the arts.
Yeah.
And then we have this other painting here that I really, really, really like. This is a newer painting. I had not seen this one yet. How cool is this? So now you mentioned society.
Yeah.
I can't help but to see society in here, maybe because of the buildings that we see here. And then we have some rainbows and we have some flowers. Can you talk to us a little bit more about this piece?
I was sort of thinking because society has teared us down of the what's it called, the details, we don't enjoy ourselves much because we're always described as bad, not as bad, but we're always picked at during school, some of us have been picked at. So I drew this one because it's society's tearing us down. And so at the top right here in the cloud I drew in Chinese letters, love.
Chinese letters, that stands for love. So you say that society tears us down, and who is society?
It's sort of everyone in general,
So
in
it's
school,
us.
the cool kids.
So it's us. So we do this to ourselves. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And it's true. And that's very, very important. So we go to, you mentioned why it's important to express yourself, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you mentioned this about society. What are the challenges? What are the biggest challenges that you see at your age and amongst your peers?
Well, I challenge myself to make my own path, and instead of being the cool kid with the name brand shoes, I choose my own path and be the original person that I want to be.
So being true to yourself is a big challenge.
Yeah.
And it is. It's a very big challenge. It's when you have to be completely honest with yourself. You may be laughed at, you may be ridiculed, but this is when you can make some of your best work. When you're true to you.
Yes.
That's really awesome. What do you think can help solve some of those challenges?
I think staying focused and what you like to do, and just being
Like
true
for
to
you?
yourself. Yeah.
So art has
Yeah.
helped you in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can we show them this other piece that we have here?
Yeah.
I like it. Let's show them this other piece that we have here. This is cool. This is a newer piece too, right?
No, it was one of my older ones.
Is it? Okay, it's new to me and it's new to you, audience. This is awesome. Can you talk to us a little bit more about this piece?
I was listening to this song and like I had just finished like a season of a show, and there was a episode where they used board games to make a character. So I originally was gonna make like a queen of like board games, but then I decided to cut out the pieces of the paper into puzzle pieces and just glued them on there with like she's fading away.
Wow. So again, we are being influenced by music, by another art form. That's interesting. So you're reacting back to these pieces. That's really cool. So you mentioned some of the challenges, what you can do to face some of these challenges, and then you talked to us about how it's through the arts. What does art mean to you?
It gives me like a chance to like drift into another world, or like just like stay like to like to like drift to another world where you can like be yourself and no one like makes fun of you or anything, and you get to do like whatever.
Your true world?
Yeah.
Where it's okay to be you? It's a nice world to be in, right?
Yeah.
I'd say. That's really cool. Thank you. It's funny, when I asked her these questions, I sent her a list of questions, and then one of the questions that I asked her is, do you see yourself doing or making art for the rest of your life? She put yes, like in capital letters. So you completely see yourself continuing to be an artist from birth until the next. That's awesome. So what makes you so sure that this is just what you want to do?
Well, I was telling my parents like I want to take art like into like to go to a university of art. But then I was realizing like, what if art doesn't like help me all the way? So I was thinking of like taking classes, like go to college for something else and take classes for art.
Okay. That's really good. Now you mentioned how important it is to believe in yourself. Keep that in mind. Yes, it can. And another thing, like what that I learned while taking these art courses through the University of Chicago, was that there's a lot of room in the art world, not just for artists that are practicing art. Just a lot of room in the art world, like a journalism, critiquing, you have curating, you have so much space in the art world to completely express yourself and support others that are trying to do the same. So congratulations for that. And I really want to thank your parents. Your family is awesome. So I've known her mother for a long time through one of my very close and dear friends. And I learned about Jade's work through her mother because she's so supportive. I know a lot of people don't have that support. So parents, please listen to your children. When they are working, don't say, you're never going to get anywhere. That's not going to pay the bills. You would be surprised. And when you have talent like little Jade has talent, she may be paying your bills. So don't discourage your child from continuing that practice. And thank you for yours, for encouraging you as they have. So you drift into another world, and we mentioned your biggest influences, artistically and personally. Who are your biggest influences?
I feel like Sean Koss and Jacqueline DeLeon are like my biggest influences, and like guided me to like do art because they're self-taught artists, and they've been doing it for like the longest already, and they're like really good. Like they don't have like perfect body proportions and all that. Same with Audra Eclair, they don't have like perfect body proportions, but their art is still amazing no matter.
So you like their uniqueness, you like that it's raw, you don't mind that it's not perfect.
Yeah.
You like that they're self-taught and they're true to themselves. That's something very good to look up to, I would say, right?
Yeah.
And that's what you're doing so far. Because you are going to go to a great art school and you're going to do a lot of great things, even though right now you're already doing great things at your very young age. So we mentioned the family support, or I mentioned the family support. What does family support mean to you?
My family helps me shoot for like a path by guiding me like what to do, and so like they supply me with like anything I need. But yeah, like they help me like stay focused to like it, and like inspired by art. So they help me like a lot because sorry.
It's okay.
So it's called yeah, they help me like look for a straight path, and like they don't force me to do this. Like this is a option I chose to do, and I'm like waiting to see like when I'm older so I can get more money and work, so I can get more like art supplies that I need and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you don't have to wait till you're older. You really don't. You don't have to wait until you're older. As my teacher once told me, Rebecca George, and I love you for it, start now. You know, I didn't think that I could develop a nonprofit or a gallery because I don't have the money for that. I still don't have a gallery, but you got to start where you're at. Or I don't have a venue for a gallery, but I obviously have a gallery because you're live on CAN TV with the She Gallery show, and that just goes to show that dreams shouldn't have any limits and money should not put a limit to it. I work very hard to get to where I'm at, and I'm going to continue to work very hard to get to where I want to be or where I want the gallery to be, to continue to give opportunity to artists and like yourself, emerging artists, and to continue to inspire and aspire. She Gallery's not going to be here forever, but you'll continue to be here, and you'll inspire and aspire others to continue to have this going, this inspiration for us to all believe in ourselves. So we don't get clouded into the social media. You know, there's so much cyberbullying, depression, trying to fit into certain images that we just can't fit into because we're only human. And I think it's a beautiful thing that we're using art as a tool to help us get to this equality. So I know we only have a few minutes left. I want to ask you something very important. I asked you earlier, what are your dreams and goals? And you mentioned that you wanted to go to an art school, right?
Yeah.
And you want to become somebody's inspiration someday?
Yes.
And I know that you will, because hopefully you already are tonight. You're inspiring me. I mean, I'm a little more comfortable up here because of you, so thank you. And I want to ask you to please give your advice to others that are having a hard time expressing themselves.
If you're having a hard time expressing yourself, just take in what you see and let your imagination like go wild. Don't listen to anyone. If they criticize your art, don't listen to them. Your art is perfect the way it is.
What if it's you criticizing your own art?
Just look at it and just tell yourself that you keep on practicing each day and you can get better.
And keep embracing it?
Yes.
So you mentioned earlier, like, one of your biggest influences art was like not perfect, and you love it because of its imperfection?
Yes.
That just goes to show a lot, right?
Yes.
So art is in the art of the beholder, would we say?
Yes.
So you never know who's going to like your art. And that's true. So you let your imagination take over, you stay true to yourself, and you follow your dreams. And that's what you're doing. Jade, I want to thank you so much for being with us today. I want to thank the audience. I want to thank all of you for being with us today. What we have coming for the next season, or for this entire season of the summer, we're going to be inviting other artists, musicians, poets. I want to share some of my poetry as well. Next week, we will be introducing Carrie Jr. We're very excited to have Carrie Jr. He has a wonderful story to share. This is somebody else that was not able to do for anything up until the age of 14. So he's another inspiration, a great inspiration to society. And please remember that you can call us and you could always contact us. You can always contact us through our website at the She Gallery Show, sharinghisenergygallery.net. You can email me and call me directly. 312-622-2837. Please visit our website, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you, Jade.